Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. I'm glad you're here. I was just listening to Christmas music. And I don't mean to be mean, but if I have to listen to Mariah Carey one more time, I don't know what I'll do. It's bad. It's a great song. Sick of hearing it. Anyway, no more pine on the bench. So what that means is that I got another project and I need to start this project like yesterday. I really should have done this first, but I need to build two shelving units for our bedroom in the house because we're having an open house because my wife is crazy and we're not completely unpacked yet. So I need to make these shelves for the bedroom so that we can get stuff up on them. I have plans. Again, I went to the Anna White cabinet building site, whatever it's called, I don't remember, but it's really cool. And so I have an actual legitimate set of plans to use. Um, I went in and double checked them. I am going to make one modification, which I'll talk about when we get there. And I took inventory of all of the plywood that I have, and I think I have enough to get one of them done. I'll have to run up to the old Home Depot and get some more plywood for the second one, probably two sheets actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, I'll cross that canoe whenever I get to it. Anyway, let's just get started. So this animal is not going to be too bad. It's only 12 inches wide and it's 68 inches tall, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shelves, and that's what's going to kill me. I have these two pieces that, I can use them. They're 11 and 13 sixteenths, and by golly, that's good enough. This is for shoes. Um, this particular piece, my wife fell in love with. If you remember building the shelves for my daughter-in-law, she said, "Oh, well, keep that piece. That's really pretty." And I don't want to necessarily cut this up for shelves, but I have to do something because I'm not going to have enough shelves for me to actually finish this. So I don't know. Do I cut this down for one of the sides? Yeah, because it's not wide enough for the other one anyway. Okay, that's the plan. We're going to cut this down for a side. We're going to use this for shelves. Hopefully I still get enough shelves out of that. I'll do some math first and make sure. It's not supposed to be this complicated, right? Okay, so here's the board. I did some measuring. I don't have to move anything back here to cut it. Um, got my saw set for 11 and 13 sixteenths. It'll match that other one perfectly. I'll just put this one on the side that's not against the wall so she can still see this beautiful, I don't know what you call it. It's plywood. So um, dust collection's hooked up. I'm actually going to use it today. Funny thing, we've been going through the Christmas ornaments and I found one of them extension cord things. It's only that long with a push button, and I wonder if I can steal that and hook it up to my dust collector so I can just push the button. Probably get yelled at for that. Sure. Okay, so these have to be 68 inches tall or long or however you know that. So I'm just gonna cut them on the miter saw. I'm gonna cut both of them, and then I'm gonna take this piece and run it through the table saw without moving the fence, just to make sure that both of my sides are gonna be the same width. Just in case I'm off. Listen, me we're talking about. What was my measurement? See, I'm talking too much. 68. All right, about there. Apparently I cut all the way through it. So the one modification that I said I needed to make, and I almost forgot, there's baseboard in this room, fairly thick baseboard. And so for the one that's up against the wall, I need to come up 5.5 inches. And that's just basically going to rest on top of the baseboard. And that way it's not, and it'll go all the way against the wall. So I got me marked here, got me marked. Coming up 5.5. Yeah. There we go. Actually, I'm cutting on the wrong side of the line. Okay, next on the old agenda is I need to get my shelves cut. You don't know this, but I ran up to Home Depot and back, and just like that. It was just like that. Because I actually have two of these to build, and I did the old plywoodcutoptimizer.com, and I knew I needed one more sheet of plywood for the other one. So while I was up there, I realized that I was out of part. We'll get into it. Anyway, different safety glasses. So in case you're wondering, and listen, Home Depot's expensive. Holy cow. Unless you wanted like sunglasses made out of like cellophane, they're like $9. I'm not a Milwaukee guy, but that's all they had. Anyway, what do I got to do? What do I got? It's all 13.5 by 12. Okay. 13.5. I already measured this 13.5. I already know I'm 12 this way. And I'm going to measure each one. I'm going to cut, measure, cut, measure, cut, measure, repeat, rinse, second helpings, leftovers. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, I want them all to be exactly the same. If I start doing math, things are going to go bad. Beautiful. Okay, now it's just 15,737.2 pocket holes. Probably not that many. Again, when measurements are very close together, this is 12 by 13.5. You'd think the old eyeball would pick up on that, but mine won't. So I've set these the direction they need to go. In other words, I pick it up, I put it in there. I can't cut it that way. I can't drill it that way, or I'm going to have a big boo-boo. Okay? I am going to take a quick look. That's the part she likes. So I'm going to cut the holes in the back. And I think I'm going to go with... I think I'm just going to go... Oh, I'm just going to go with 2. Oh, the indecision is killing me. That's not nearly tight enough. But you don't want it too tight because then you put a dent in your wood. It's a, normally, you could put a thing there, something like, a scrap. It's one more added thing you need to do. but let's do it right. Little tiny bit more. There we go. That way I won't mess up the panels and have to sand a whole bunch more. Okay, here we go. Let's come in on this one. That's one. I'm not going to make you watch me do this for another 10 minutes or 20 or an hour. I don't know. Anyway, I'll come back when this is all done. So this is the side that is away from the wall, and just like the other side where there's baseboard and quarter round, there's baseboard and quarter round on this one as well. So I just went in and measured it. I'm just going to cut it out with a jigsaw. And again, this is so it sits flush to the wall, because otherwise it's going to stick out the width of the baseboard and quarter round. Put on my expensive safety glasses. There we go. So I unfortunately let my wife in on the secret that is edge banding, and right off the rip she was like, you have to edge band all of it. Okay, so I still have some edge banding left from the other giant wall unit that I made. So we're going to use this up. Hopefully I should have plenty. I should have plenty to do this, but you got to get it all the way up here. That's okay if you leave it a little bit long. We have tools for that. All I've done is added a clamp to the bottom of this board just to keep it from tipping and doing all kinds of stuff like that. Cool little tip sent to me by Mike up in Pennsylvania. Wifey Poo wasn't overly excited about me using her iron on the last one. Mike said, hey, use a curling iron. Does the same thing. Now, if your Wifey Poo is like my Wifey Poo, she's probably got 47 of these things, because one's too big, one's too small, one's too hot, one's too cold. It's like Little Red Riding Hood. This one is just right for doing edge banding. It's the same as an iron. So we're going to get this plugged in. My problem is, on. Okay. I've never used a curling iron. Edge banding. I'll just keep my hand there until it starts to smoke, and then I'll know it's hot enough. Oh, it's got a little kickstand. That's nice. Cool. It's made for the shop. All right, we'll just wait for that to heat up. Is all we're doing now. Just waiting for that to heat up. I'm back. It's hot. Now, I don't know if it matters, but I'm going to get this kind of close. All right, it's time to curl your hair. Okay, now we're done to that fun part, sanding. I'm going to tell you, I ran out of 220 grit. I tend to run out of sandpaper. You know, Home Depot is not the place to get it. Holy cow. They only have two brands, and one is Diablo, and probably the other one's Makita, because they're apparently Makita lovers. Outrageous. Get it on Amazon. It's so much cheaper. I put down towels because there's all kinds of crap on my workbench. I'm going to end up rebuilding this workbench. Listen, if you're building a workbench, just do yourself a favor and get melamine for the top. Nothing sticks to it. Okay? Nothing. Everything is sticking to this top. And so when I'm sanding, I'm getting marks on the bottom. So that's what you're going to see. So I'm loaded up with some 220. All the edge banding is done. I'm just going to go ahead and fly through this. If you see me dancing, oh no, I'll turn the camera off because nobody wants to watch anybody sand. But, oh, electricity. Thomas Edison was onto something. Okay. Or Nikolai Tesla. One of them was onto something. I don't know. That's political. We don't do that. Okay, time to stain. Again, like the last one, this is pocket hole construction. So I can finish this whole thing and then put it together. It'd be so much easier. Where's the thing for that? It was, oh, see what happens when you put things away? Okay. Anyway, shortage of stain here. No 220 paper and shortage of stain. So this is early American, and I had a pint, not a pint, what is it? Where'd it go? Here. 8 ounce. What's 8 ounces? Quart? No. Half pint. Half pint. Little House on the Prairie. And so I just mixed them together. And whatever the color is, I did do a test color. It's not going to actually, it's probably going to be the closest thing that I have got to matching the woodwork in there. Should have done it a long time ago. So we're going to crack this. I'll stir it. I don't want to shake it. There's a leak all over the place. Mercy sakes alive. Now, whoop, I have, what a mess. The 2 large pieces, and right underneath of where you're standing is a bunch of shelves. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stain this one, set it on the triangles. I'm going to stain the other one, and I've swept up back here, and I'm just going to kind of lean it. I think it'll be fine. One of those sides is going up against the wall, so it's not really going to matter per se. Okay. It has started raining, which I thought it was going to do earlier in the day, which was really concerning because I knew that I had to get plywood, but it held off. So yay. All right. Little tip if you're staining, work in a small width at a time. I may have mentioned this before, but you're less likely to get what I call a lap mark, and that's where you overlap your stain rag the second time through. There'll be a definite line, and you'll see it. So working a little bit more narrow width, you can make more than one pass. No one's going to know. You're in the privacy of your own shop. Kind of like this color. Okay, love it, love it. We're going to move this. Oh, we should probably move that. Okay, now I'll stain that side, and then all the shelves and all of that, and I'll bring you back in later. Okay, several days later, the finish, it's actually Christmas Day. It's 1:30 and 72 degrees. Anyway, now I'm up against it. I got to get this thing put together, put in place, and then I have to build another one in 3 days. Always a deadline, never fails. I went with 3 coats of varathane polyurethane water base. This is the same polyurethane that I bought 2.5 years ago at an Ollie's in New York because it was on sale. And I haven't had to buy polyurethane since until yesterday. Shocked at how expensive polyurethane is. Should have bought more. Anyway, this is just going to be basic pocket hole construction. My top shelf is in place and it's square. On my top shelves, I flip them over so that the pocket holes are up on the top. No one's going to see them. My first shelf on the bottom is coming up 20 inches because there's a heater vent there that I need to miss. And then it's just a matter of banging this thing together, getting it in the house. It starts with me getting moving. Where did I put my stuff? Found it. I'm going to turn this, I always say I'm going to turn this down. That's not enough. Sounds like a duck. Okay. Oh, can you add more clamps? Because it's taking up just all the room. Can't see. Duck. When you hear the duck, you're done. Okay, that's one down. I'm going to bring the next one up. That'll get me the equal spacing here. This should be square. I used square and clamps. Probably not going to matter. And you don't need to see all this. There was one piece that I always forget, and I forgot it this time too, and that is my cross piece, my wall anchoring piece that I always want to put in. Because this is going to sit on the floor, but I don't want it to tip over. So it's back here in stain. Maybe it'll get polyed, probably not. So, okay, all I got to do is get to it now. Okay, folks, here you go. All put together, solid. I screwed it to the wall. It ain't coming down. And it holds what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 pair of shoes, which is about half of really what my wife owns. But it helps. It helps a lot. Simple pocket hole screw construction. You can make this. It's not rocket science. The big gap down here is because there's a heater vent there that I didn't want to block. But most importantly, Wifey Poo is happy with it. And as if that wasn't enough, just wait. There's more. There's also this one. This was a 2-day build. 3 days if you get into finishing and all that. Anyway, this is the other one that needed to be done in time for the party that I told you we were having, the open house we were having. So these two basically in less than a week. Also pocket hole construction, a little bit wider, a little bit stuff like that. Happy accident that the TV just happened to fit up there. We didn't really measure anything first. But there you go. 2 quick, simple shelves that increase storage immensely. Very much needed. Wifey Poo, very happy with them. Most importantly. Hey, this video is coming out the day before New Year's Eve. So I just wanted to throw out there, Happy New Year to you folks. I appreciate you sticking with me through the year. It's been a crazy year. I was going to do a retrospective. It made my head hurt. Okay. Just know that I appreciate you being with me over the last year and all of the crazy changes that happened. But I'm so looking forward to 2026. It's going to be a great year. I have some ideas for some interesting builds. I think interesting, maybe not to you, but I have some ideas of some things I want to do. But in the meantime, Happy New Year. If you go out on New Year's Eve, just be careful. Okay. I probably will be in bed by 10 o'clock. All right. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. God bless.